Hey guys, it's Martin Cliffe here, and in this video I just wanted to bring up that Joe Bonamassa quote. So in a recent Music Radar interview, Joe Bonamassa said something about, "I'm done with pedals, playing with pedals makes you a lazy guitarist." And there's been a lot of backlash from that. Partly because I think perhaps it was interpreted incorrectly or too strongly by the magazine. That wouldn't surprise me, because that's what journalism is all about, taking little things and making huge things out of them just to upset and annoy people. And partly I think because a lot of people in the gear community are realising that he's not actually wrong in some ways. Let me clarify. So, there is no doubt that there are guitarists who rely too much on gear, and I perhaps have been guilty of that myself. You want something to sound different, so you buy a new pedal, rather than making it sound different by using your hands and the controls on the guitar and the amp. Guitar is an amazingly expressive instrument without all the guff that goes with it, which doesn't mean that pedals are bad. It just means that if you're using them as a shortcut to get somewhere that you could get better by actually applying yourself to the craft, then that is lazy. And at that point I agree with Joe Bonamassa. That doesn't mean that, the guy used pedals himself, so I think, let's say, whether it was an exact quote, whether it was misinterpreted, whatever that situation is, I certainly think it's come across slightly awkwardly. I have a certain amount of respect for Joe Bonamassa, although I do think that in the last year or two, he started to come across as a little bit less of a nice guy. His language in interviews has certainly deteriorated in the last year or two, which I think is a real shame, because he was coming across previously as a gentleman, and now he's just coming across as a bit of a rock star. I generally like his music. I've bought his last 5 or 6 albums. Not the most exciting musician in the world, but that's kind of by the by. He and John Mayer are the two people who get the most backlash because they're actually popular, and it seems to be uncool to be a guitar player who is popular, particularly playing more traditional styles or more poppy, accessible styles of music. I think if someone else had said it, or it hadn't been taken as much out of context, it wouldn't have been a big deal. And I don't think he's entirely wrong. But I also think that, they're tools. Playing electric guitar is a combination of the components of the signal chain. From your pick, to your strings, to your guitar, including the pickups, to the cables you use, to the pedals, to the amp. All of this contributes to our guitar sound. And we as players respond to how the guitar sounds and how it feels in the way that we play. Now, I'm sure that's true of other instruments. I don't play that many other instruments, but I know as a piano player I play differently on certain kinds of keyboard surface than I do on others. What I play like on my Korg synthesizer is not the same as what I play like on a Yamaha grand piano, which I'm fortunate to be able to play every now and then, is different from what I play like on a cheap controller keyboard, is different from what I play on like a Roland electric piano or a Clavinova or that kind of thing. So it is, different instruments do impact you whatever you play, but certainly in my experience, guitar, even much more so than bass, you respond to the instrument in a more significant way, which is why guitarists have so many flipping guitars. Most bass players will get away with 5 or 6 basses, even if they're playing professionally, because they don't make that much difference. What makes bass playing different is the way you play. But for guitar, it's a bit more integral to the whole thing than that. So pedals are part of that, if you're a player who uses pedals, and a lot of us are. I am. I have less than I did. Less in Hong Kong than I did, because I sent 25, 26 across to Rob to deal with in some kind of way over in the UK. Pedals are great, but I think using them as a crutch, using them as a shortcut rather than knowing the gear that you have and working with it to its best potential, that is a mistake. And I hope that is what Joe Bonamassa was getting at. So that's just my thoughts. No playing in this video, and I apologise for that, but yeah, I just wanted to get this off. I don't have a lot of time at the moment. Hopefully new videos coming next week or whatever. Still going to try and keep out the 2 videos a week. It's just going to be a little bit tricky for the next week or 2, and then hopefully I'll get a bit more of a pattern going again. Okay guys, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff, particularly comments, because this is quite a controversial issue. That would be good. And until next time, take care.